Hey, what's up, bootstrappers? So this is Ryan Nickel coming at you with another training. Okay, so this is going to be actually for January. I wanted to make sure that I had all the numbers right before I did January's training, and so here we go. So this is a property. It's 1120 South Yorktown Street in Ridgecrest, California. And like I had no idea where Ridgecrest was even at, and so we this came to me from a a wholesaler. He contacted me. He's like, "Hey man, I got this property. Are you interested? It's in Ridgecrest." And I'm like, "Sure, dude. I'm always interested. Just the numbers have to make sense." But Ridgecrest, I had no idea where this was at. This was like off 395. Let me see if I can zoom out here for you guys. So this is behind the Sierra Nevadas. So if we're gonna look at like, so here's Fresno, here's Kings Canyon, Sequoia, Visalia. These are all the Sierra Nevadas right here. Bam, right on the other side is Ridgecrest. So if you have Big Pine and Bishop, like you can drive this. There's like a road that goes all the way over. I think comes out on Lone Pine area. But anyway, um, I closed on this house because it was a good deal for me. And again, I've never seen this house. I've still never seen it. When we went to Vegas last month in January, my intent was to come back through Barstow and then go up here to Ridgecrest and then come back down or do this little jog thing. It didn't happen, so I still haven't seen this house. But I was pretty confident because this is what the guy told me. He's like, "Hey man, they're trying to sell it. They need to get out from underneath it. They bought it, and that's all I knew." And so I went and I looked at the price history, and it looks like they had bought the house just last April. So they haven't even been in it for a full year yet, at for 146,000. And then they were trying to sell it for 165, 160. So anyway, let me show you some of the pictures. So here's the house, and then this is the outside of the house. This is what it looks like on Zillow. This is what the actual outside looks like. But take a look at the inside here. So I got this is one of the bedrooms. Here's another bedroom, another bedroom. It's a 4-bedroom house. Dining room area, outside again. Here's one of the bathrooms. Same bathroom. Here's the kitchen. Here's another view of the kitchen. Very nice, by the way. So this house has been completely remodeled. Here's the living room area. Again, another view of the living room. Here's another bathroom, same bathroom. And then there's the master. And well, that's that. So uh, basically her monthly payment was just a hair over. It's like 1,011 is what it is. So it's just a hair over what, over $1,000. And she's like, "Look, I just need someone to take this over. My son is ill. I can't afford to pay for his treatment and for the house. We just need this burden gone from us, and we don't want it to affect our credit. And so I'm just willing to just walk away from this house," is what she told me. And I said, "Okay, that's fine." I looked up rents in the area. So, you go down to Zillow and check it out as far as like, home value. It's going to give you the house value like 150. So obviously she's like right at market. And then you go into more history here, and it's going to tell you what they think the rent is. And this is actually very, very comparable to what Rentometer said as well. It says about $1,100 a month. So I'm like, dang man, this is really tight. Only $100 difference. So I advertised this property, and the way I advertised it was on Facebook Market Group, and I got some activity, and I got two really solid ones. I got one guy that wanted to give me $15,000 down for it, and then I had another that wanted to give me the least amount that I had, which was $4,100. And the difference between the two is that the 1,500 or 15,000 would have been like a monthly payment of 1,100. So I would have cash flowed this thing like $80. And the other one would have been a difference of the lowest number, but I would have cash flowed at $285 a month or $88 a month because it's at 1,300. And so doing the math, I'm looking at, okay, I can get $15,000. The real question is okay, $15,000, divided by $288 a month, like how many months is that? Well, that's only 52 months. So, that's a little bit more than 4 years. So a little bit more into 4 years, and I've completely I've broken even on what I would have had. So all that rest is profit. So I plan on keeping this property more than 4 years. So let me just go ahead and share with you the numbers, and I'll share with you some more of the logistics here. So, well, actually, let me just share some of the logistics and how this worked and why did it sight unseen. So obviously you can see, even from Zillow, I could see from the pictures that it was a very clean house. That's plus one. The other plus is that they've owned it for less than a year. So it's another plus. The other plus is that it's not behind on payments. Now, for a 4 bedroom, 1,250 square feet is a little bit tiny for 4 bedrooms. Those must be some pretty small bedrooms. But look at seller financing is available. For me, it all these factors, the fact that it's less than a year old, it's been renewed or remodeled or updated, and she wasn't behind on payments was a huge factor for me. Not only that, the seller was completely willing and motivated to help me with the showing of the property, showing the house, and doing those things. And so she showed the house a couple of times, and she made sure that the person that I ended up buying it was completely comfortable with taking over the payments and all this stuff, or actually just like buying it from me. She did a great job. And so that was my biggest thing, is I've never had the seller ever step into a situation where they're actually showing the property and doing that before. And this worked out perfectly. I couldn't have asked for a better opportunity. Again, she was in a situation where she needed this to happen. So she was more than accommodating. So let's go over the numbers here. So I collected $41.25 as a down payment. The dude that brought this to me, he originally wanted $10,000. And I'm like, dude, I cannot make this work for 10 grand. Then he wanted 5, and I'm like, dude, I cannot make it work for even 5 grand. So he settled for 2,500, which is still way steep, way more than I ever would pay for a property like this. But because I had so many good features, I was willing to pay him a little bit extra. So the first month I made, $1,600 on the transaction. The following month, so she gave me a check for $41.25, and she also gave me a check for $1,300. She moved in about the 25th of January. So here we go. And, this number is not actually accurate, because I paid the mortgage for this family. And so this is what we're going to do. We're going to take this out, put it right there just for a moment. We're going to take this, put it right over here, and then we're going to cut this, put it right there, take this guy, put it right here, and now we're going to see the real numbers here. So, okay, after paying the mortgage and paying the finder's fee, I only made $600 that first month. And then again, here we are, month 2, I'm into it now, $288 a month, and then you're going to start to see here that this is going to duplicate itself over and over and over. And you can just see here that as the year goes on, I'm just going ahead and I'm racking up all this cash flow right here. So it's all money ahead. And this is the reason why I did it this way. I would rather take the cash flow and not have the big old chunk of change in the bank. That's, to me, well, I'm beyond that. It's all about cash flow right now. So when you first get started, yeah, maybe you need that chunk of change, and that's why you would do it the other way. Looking back at some of my properties, I took some big paydays, and I'm only still cash flowing like, $65 a property. I still have those properties, but that was something that I was willing to do up front because I needed that cash. So this is January's deal that I took down. Again, sight unseen. I feel it's a great property, strong candidate. This lady loves the house. She texts me all the time, just tells me how grateful she is, and I'm grateful that I gave it to her, because she has some disabled kids, and she just was looking for a good place for her family. So anyway, guys, this is January's training. Some of the takeaways are that if there's a lot of upside on a property, just move forward with it, even though you might not be in the area, or it might be sight unseen, or just looking for the motivation to help enroll other people into helping you with that particular property. Oh, look at this guy. Here's the property owner. That's me. And of course, seller financing is available. So, all right, guys, have any questions about this training, feel free to go ahead and put it here in the group, ask away, and I'll talk to you all soon.